Happy New Year, Colin Burstead is a family drama shockingly set over a new year.
When the British and alcohol are involved, there's always ups and downs.
I wanted to make something that was close to my own experience, but I wanted to make something that was away from genre and away from kind of people getting horribly beaten to death with hammers or blown up.
Well, that's got to be a record. Only 20 minutes in, shots exchanged.
Christ.
I think when we made the film, the two films that kind of came to mind for me as a touchstone, I guess, would be the easiest one is Feston, which is to the extent where I was worried about with the script and making sure it wasn't too much like Feston, which I don't think it is in the end. But the one that I've loved since being a kid is Robert Altman's A Wedding. And I think that's a film that seems to have influenced Feston as much as anything. And I went back to that, and there's more tiny nods to A Wedding in the film, you know.
Oh.
The script was developed with many actors in mind, you know, and that's the way I like to work. And there's a lot of people in it that I love working with and serially have worked with. So
it's an ensemble film, and it's an ensemble film in the most classic and beautiful sense of the word. We all played together and we really had a good time.
Well, we did a whole film in 12 days, so it was insane. It's a whirlwind. You sort of go home at night going, I don't even remember what I've done today, but I've done what I would have done in 2 weeks normally on a film set. But everyone, you know, Ben hires people who he knows are more or less ego-free, with a few exceptions.
I do think my husband is pretty amazing in the film, I have to say, actually. What can I say? It's true, though.
Working with my wife is always a pleasure. But she threw me completely because she said she was really nervous about improvising in English. So I was actually really nervous before our first scene. And then she just bulldozed me out of it. After that, I didn't take any pity on her, really.
I was so happy and thrilled to bits to get to work with such an amazing British director.
Ben does like to do improvisation on set, but it's always within a certain framework.
The technique that I used on this film is the same technique you used on most of the films I've made, which is one take on the script and one take that's paraphrased, which isn't like a full improvisation, but it's just taking the lines and getting the actors to put them into their own words. So the sense is always the same, but the way that it's said is not necessarily the same as on the written page. I was chatting to Neil Maskell about it, and he reckons about 80% of it is script, and then 20% of it is more mucking about.